Hello LAP, this is Brandon Reisinger coming to you with your Chairman's Report. We'll start off with the order bank. The Escape is at 31,769. The Corsair is at 3,585 for a total of 35,354. As most of you all know, the schedule, we've been running 8 or a hair less. Look for that rest of this week. Next week is a down week. The company has announced it now. It is official. Trades looks like it's going to be working, as well as some final team leaders on day shift. I had originally said that all the final team leaders were going to be in training. They decided not to force all the night shift guys to change their start time, and they were not able to line up the training for night shift at this time, so they pushed that back. They're going to get them next opportunity. All of the day shift final team leaders are going to be in that training next week. I believe there's going to be a few people in body shop doing service parts, but anybody that's working should have been notified by your supervisor. If you're not notified by your supervisor or by somebody in management that you're going to be working, don't report to work. Unemployment, the company's going to open an e-file for us again. This should not be a waiting week for hardly anybody in the building unless you were on medical for the last down week or whatever. I think pretty much the whole plant should expect a check from unemployment this time around. What you're going to do is you're going to call it in on the Sunday before we come back. So not at the end of this week, the Sunday at the end of next week. You'll be able to call it in. You can call it in anytime between Sunday and Wednesday. When I say call it in, you can do it online at uiclaimsportal.ky.gov, or you can call it in. I think there's two different numbers. There's an 877-369-5984. There's also the 502-564-2900. If you go to call it in, you're going to need your 8-digit PIN. If you don't know your 8-digit PIN, you're going to have to log in on the website in order to get your PIN. We just did this a couple weeks ago, so hopefully everybody knows what's going on. Everybody's gotten set up with ID.me and we don't have any large-scale issues. I'll be honest with you, we didn't have a whole lot of issues this last time around unemployment-wise. A few hiccups. We've got some folks that have been messed up ever since COVID that the state can't seem to get straightened out, but there wasn't anything real large-scale going on, so I'm hoping this one will go as smoothly as possible. When you claim on Sunday, it's going to generate you a check probably 2 or 3 days later. If you've got direct deposit, if you've got mail checks, probably by the end of the week. With us getting checks, I will tell you, last time around, anybody that actually got a payment from the unemployment office, we didn't see any issues with subpay, so we should have less issues with subpay this time around as well because of that. I do want to remind you, and I don't know how many people in the plant are going to be in this situation. If you work this Sunday, in other words, the day before the layoff week, because of the way that the state benefit week falls, you're not going to need to claim unemployment. If you work Sunday, it's going to generate short work week for that following week. So if you end up working Sunday or at any point during the layoff week, do not request your unemployment. I believe that's all I've got on the down week. Want to remind everybody we've got a union meeting next week. That's going to be Tuesday at the LAP Hall, 1 p.m. and 6 p.m. I had somebody ask if we were still going to have that. Our plant being down does not actually preclude us from having a union meeting because the local is for both plants. You know, it's LAP and KTP. So down week or not, if we have one or if they have one, we still have the union meeting. The union meeting got canceled in January, not because of our down week. It got canceled because of the weather. So there is still a meeting next Tuesday at LAP. Look forward to seeing you there. The only other thing I want to put another reminder out. Profit sharing is coming. Profit sharing it contractually pays out March 13th. I believe the 13th is more of a midweek. Probably looking at Monday or Tuesday of that week, it should hit the banks. It's usually a day or two earlier than paychecks. And it's very, very possible that you could see your deposit before your check stub for it shows up. Anytime that they've got 2 checks that get ran in the same week, profit sharing being one of those, the stubs sometimes don't beat the checks, and sometimes the stubs can even be a little late posting online. So if you see your payment beforehand, don't panic, and if you don't see your check stub pop up at 7:45 on Tuesday, also don't panic. Profit sharing elections, I said something about that last week. Want to remind you again, you've got till February 28th. It says at 4 p.m. I don't know how hard set that time is, but February 28th is the deadline to be able to get in there and change your elections. If you're wanting to put a portion of your profit sharing into your TESPI, into your 401k, you need to get it done by that date. That's all that I've got for this week, and we'll see you next week. Thanks.